Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Ultimately, it's about being a man. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I know in this space, this particular area, we have a lot of talk about how either man gets women or a man's being screwed over by women or anything. In particular, the stuff that I and many other men talk about is really how to get a woman. Right? And people have different methods and everything, different ways they're going to do it, different things they focus on, guys like me, my main thing is that foundation of the body game, right? But I do talk about like just being masculine, having charisma, having sovereignty in your life, right? And then, some other guys might say, hey, you need to approach, or some guys say you need to look for choosing signals, which even with that, you still got to approach. But that's still being a man. If you look at everything we're talking about, it comes down to being a man. That's the main thing, a man. A being with a Johnson. That's what it's all about. Indeed, there's a lot of talk about the Game Kings documentary I'm a part of. It was done by Mr. Lucario and Miles Cunningham. Shout out to them, and I highly recommend that if to join. I'm gonna just say it. It ain't even about just joining it just to join it, but I highly recommend either joining the Bad Boy membership with them to watch it, or wait till Black Friday and get it. Either way, because in that documentary, somebody might see the term Game Kings and think, oh, yeah, they talking about trickery and all of that. Some outsider who ain't see it. But in that documentary, the main thing was just masculinity. That was the main thing. That's what everybody talked about. We came at it at different angles. But that was the main thing. Yeah, we had some deep stuff in there. We had some laughs about some stuff, but please, it was mainly about masculinity. See, the problem is we got too many males in society now. We got too many males. And I've used the term before, Amazon women and shadow men. Amazon women are those women who got masculine traits. Even though they might look very feminine on the outside, but they go-getters, they getting their money. They basically, you might as well be dealing with a man. And then shadow men, you got a lot of men on some passive emotional stuff. And that's a big problem out here. Look, let me tell you what, I don't care, give a shit. A lot of guys think it's just about looks, and that's a good bait. Or having money, that's a good bait. But you really want to do something with a woman, you got to be a man. That's why you get some guys who might not look like all that. They might not look like a fashion model, even look a little rough or something, and women going crazy because they a man. They are a man. I don't care what you look like, your height, whatever, your body build, whatever. That's the ultimate thing that turns a woman on. And it's more than turning a woman on. Being a man in this world is all about having some sovereignty, having some control in your life. Being able to move through life with authority. Ultimately. Being able to move through life, being able to stand up for yourself, being able to be that warrior. If you got to lay out a body, you can do it. If you got to be that hunter who going to go get that money, you're going to have to do it. That's a man thing. To be that leader. See, being a leader ain't being a dictator. Being a leader, being able to look ahead and walk ahead. You ain't asking a woman permission for anything. And shoot, even when you making love to a woman, women respond best when you dominate them in the bedroom. That's what it means to be a man. All of those things I mentioned, right? And that's ultimately what it's all about. Even when I talk about body game, there's more than just the aesthetics and even more than just the health. When a man is physically active, when he engages in physical activities, it actually generates more testosterone within him. That powers his ability to be a man. That powers it. He wants to take action. He wants to do stuff. He wants to be busy. He wants to have a job. He wants to try to control his life. He wants to defend his boundaries. And a woman, she, you know what, like I said, even if a woman don't think you look like a fashion model, boom, she won it. In fact, I'm going to tell you something how deep that manhood thing is. A man could have those looks. He can have like that measurement some guys be talking about. But if he come off as effeminate, a woman ain't going to fuck him. Yeah, I said it. She ain't going to fuck him. And she'll go find that rougher looking dude who might not even be as good looking or tall, but he act like a man. And if anybody, and I've heard sometimes people got a problem with it, debate me on it. Hit me up. We'll debate on it. And I'm serious. I prefer like in-person debates, but I'll debate on that manhood thing. With anybody, any place, anytime. Seriously, because that's how it has to be. I don't give a shit what you are, how much money you got. Even your money thing, because you got a lot of you got a lot of biological males who making some money out here. You got a whole ton of them, but or they a man on a deep level. Now let's be real out here. Part of it ain't just on the men that be in it. We live in a culture that's doing its best to suppress masculinity. We live in a culture and I'm gonna be real with it. It's coming. And I said this during the Game Kings documentary. I'm gonna say it right here. It's coming from men in power who don't want to be challenged. It's coming from them, right? That's the main thing. And then you got a bunch of men who really shadow men. They know they don't measure up. They try to challenge that. They try to challenge it. And then I'm gonna tell you what, you got so many Amazon women. The Amazon women know they can do all that. I'm strong, I'm a tough woman thing until they get around that real man. Then they know they gotta zip that shit. And I'm gonna tell you what, that's an interesting situation because sometimes they will. Because even no matter how masculine a woman is, I've seen this with butch lesbians. There's still a part of them that's a female that wants to submit, even if it's behind closed doors. All right? So they still want it, but then otherwise they don't want it. They want to fight, and they get around, they get nervous and everything. So you got a lot of forces. But you know what? Despite those forces, a man got to be what the supreme being wants him to be. The supreme force wants them to be, regardless of whatever your spiritual path is. Because we need men out here to stand up. So when y'all, look, here's the thing. When you listen to what I'm talking about or any coach or whatever, ask yourself one thing. Will this bring out my manhood? Will this support my manhood? Because if it don't, it's whack. I'm just going to say that just straight up. If it don't, it's whack. If it has you cowering or being scared or, being nervous or, you don't want to be aggressive or assertive, that's unacceptable. I don't give a shit what it is. That's unacceptable. Because even in that cold approach choosing signal thing, the reality is, okay, the cold approach, like it or not, some people got a problem with it. That's still masculine to take that step. Yeah, you're going to get rejection and shit, but at least you're taking that step. But even in the choosing signal thing, you still got to approach. That's just a signal. She just opening the door. She still want to wait for you to come to her. And hell, I'm going to be real. Even when a woman approaches a man, even when if a woman approaches a man, when she approach, she's basically saying, look, I'm putting myself right here. I want you to take charge. Like a man. So, look, ultimately it's about being a man. I don't give it. Hey, look, regardless of what I say, everything. And if you really look at everything I even promote, it's about just bringing out that manhood. When I do my deep thought channel, it's about thinking like a damn man. Thinking. Men are supposed to be thinkers. We supposed to think we ain't supposed to go through situations emotionally. We supposed to think our way through things. And making money, shoot, that's the hunt. That's the hunt. We don't hunt for food like we used to. So the next best thing is making that money to get the things we want. Being aggressive about making that money. That's why even in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I said every man should have a side business, even if he making six figures doing something else. Even if he got a steady job, he should have some side that he fully controls. So ultimately, it's about being a man, all right? So I need to stand up, all right? Stand up out in this joint. So That's all I got for now, y'all. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.